Good evening. Hancock County Board of Health meeting is now called into order on January 13th, 2026 at 5:30. This meeting is being recorded and streamed for public viewing, and by participating, you acknowledge that your image, voice, and comments may be captured and made publicly available. First thing we need to take into consideration is appointment of our chairman and vice chairman for 2026. Do I have any nominations?
I will nominate Jim Beaver, chairman.
Second.
Okay, I think we can do this together if I have a nomination for vice president at the same time in a second.
I would like to nominate Darla Baker
As vice chair.
as vice chairman.
Vice chair. Second.
Seconded. Okay, we have a nomination for Jim Beaver as chairman, Darla Baker as vice chairman. Do we have any discussion? Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you on behalf of both of us for your vote of confidence. Okay, approval of meeting minutes. You have in your packet several meeting minutes. We can approve September 9th. If anyone wants to take a look at that, I will entertain a motion to approve the September 9 minutes. We still do have a few other minutes that are in arrears. I think I probably am. I think they can probably hear me without the microphone, but that's okay. We have also some meeting minutes that are still in arrears, but we will need to have those attending those meetings present in order to vote on those. But we can handle September 9th.
I move to approve the September 9th minutes.
Okay, it's been moved. Do I have a second?
I second.
Been moved and seconded that we approve September 9th minutes. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved.
Present.
Okay, and one abstention.
Yes.
Old business, nuisance pool process update. Mr. Derrick?
Derek.
Are we not able to do the October 21st? The only one that's not here is Ray Schreiber.
Let's go ahead, Crystal, if you'll check on that. Let's go ahead, Derek, and have you present to us, and then we can circle back to that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so we will not be able to consider those minutes. Thank you.
Do I need to introduce myself? Okay. So just a quick update on the nuisance pool. This one's at 1340 Green Hills Drive here in Greenfield. Just a small update since the last time. You see there that we attempted notice by certified mail and were unsuccessful. That was forwarded over to Greg. Greg did notice by publication. Never heard anything back from them. The time frame elapsed. I heard from Greg on January 6th. I don't know if that was the day, but that's when I assume it was.
May have been filed already. I know I've signed it, but I don't know if it's.
Okay. He's working on filing the motion for a default judgment, and I'm just waiting to hear back on that, and then we'll start moving forward with ways to abate that problem. I don't have any idea what any estimates or anything would look like this year because I haven't really asked anyone yet. So.
Okay.
Down below that, you'll see the process update. I've been looking at a few ways to try to address some of these in-ground nuisance pools in ways that may be a little bit more befitting to the communities around them. I had some concerns going through with the last one about potential for reduced housing valuations and then, further issues of getting someone to purchase that home, perennial vacancy because, people may not want a pool-shaped garden plot in their backyard. So I've taken some looks, I've had some conversations, I've done a little bit of research, and in front of you, you'll see that there's 3 really kind of main ways that I've looked at potentially remediating these pools. Option number two, just to kind of skip around there, option number two is what we did with Threshing Court. So basically we would drain the water, break the bottom, fill it with particulate matter, and that's it. Option number one is a full pool removal, which my understanding is not only the preferred but the industry standard method of dealing with a pool that's no longer operational or in operation. There's some pros and cons to each of those that are listed there. I'll let you read those at your leisure, and if you have questions, we can address those in a minute. The third option that I've found, and something that holds a little bit of credence but also produces, some other potential issues, is pumping the pool down and then hiring a contractor to go in and put in a sturdy anchor-mounted pool cover. Think like the ones where they come out and they actually bore holes in the concrete, and then they put a cover that's held up with springs to keep it from sinking into the pool or anything like that, a high-quality pool cover. That's one that I've started doing a little bit more research into recently because it seems cost effective and leaves the potential for that house to have a pool, at a later date, hopefully preserving the value of the home and the homes around it. It also does bring forth some issues. You can have hydrostatic lift. You can have cracking of the pool basin because of the pumping of the water. But those two have to work in conjunction to eliminate the vector control problem and then also prevent it from just becoming a vector control problem again. Prices there are listed for each one. The only one that I'm still working on there is the pool covers. Just a cursory glance shows that those high quality pool covers are like $2,000 to $3,000. That doesn't include installation, labor, any of that. That's just the cover. And then the fourth one, which really isn't a permanent fix, but it's something that I threw on there just to kind of show you the other option outside of this, would just be indefinite control by treatment. And I would handle that. Broke that down into what that entails and then a general cost analysis of what that's going to cost per season per pool on there as well. And then I'm still looking at other ways. I'm sure that these aren't the only 4 ways to skin this cat, but we're going to look and find everything that we can and try to find the most reasonable method of taking care of these nuisance pools. Really, it just comes down to finding the people to do it and having the capital outlay to do it, and then how long does it take us to get that back, are the big issues on that.
Okay, very good. Greg, could you remind the board legally, when we lay out the initial capital on remediating these problems, what options are available to us to regain that capital back into the county coffers?
Sure. Well, when we file these suits, also, in addition to claiming their right, order, assuming the judge declares it a nuisance, which had on both of these two pools, we prepare the order that declares it not only in violation. And the order also then authorizes to enter into the property and to take what and to recover those costs. So once Derek does that, we have to send a letter out, and we have the documentation that cost and that we've paid the property owner. Make a demand for them 30 days that they have to respond. If they don't, then it probably takes 2 to 3 property tax cycles.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We filed the lien on the first Threshing Court, I think it is.
Yes.
But that's not. Problem is, and it may be go into foreclosure, or if they're already in foreclosure. So, yeah, that's basically the homeowner.
Other questions?
How many nuisance pools do we have in Hancock?
Nuisance pools that have made it to like litigation enforcement, these are the only two. I've issued fines on others that have been paid and then the actual issue has been handled. I've handled, I think, 9 separate nuisance pools this year, but only 2 of them have made it to litigation.
And this is the first time we've talked about the high-quality cover, because not only do we want to eliminate vector control, we also want to make that safe. How long, and you may not know this, but how long is that high-quality cover going to remain viable and safe before it deteriorates to the point where we're back to where we started from?
That is a great question. I wish I had that answer for you. The specific brand that I was looking at, I can't recall the name of it, but it was like the first one that came out with this one can stand up to an elephant standing on it and not fall in the pool. And, and they had a 5-year workmanship warranty. Now, whether that means that's just workmanship, if there's any other warranty as far as wear and tear, I'm not sure. I would say that one in particular is 5 years, but that also may vary depending on the contractor that, installs it. Are we buying the cover and they're installing it? Are they doing all the work? They might use a different brand, a different style of pool cover that still falls into that anchor cover category. So I don't have that information for you, but I can definitely get that for you and bring it back to you.
From just an advisory perspective, that would be my only worry is we remediate a nuisance pool in that manner, and then 10 years of UV later, somebody steps on it and down they go. And that would concern me a lot. I think we need to take a look at that before considering that as a viable method of remediation.
Right.
Anything else from the board? Thanks, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, if we have no further old business, we will move into new business. Health First Indiana request, sleep sacks for newborns.
So the hospital has requested that we purchase sleep sacks that can be given to all of the babies that are born at the hospital. They're about $10 each, and we had about 460 births last year. This didn't meet maybe the $1,000 threshold, at least for a year, but I kind of figured that maybe this would be an ongoing request from them, and so that's why I thought I'd bring it to you guys to see what your thoughts were.
What are staff recommendations on? this measure?
We have some that we try to hand out to all the newborns that we do shots with, or if they've outgrown what they've already gotten, we try to give them a larger size. So with the safe sleep practices, it's a great tool for families. So.
Questions, comments? Does this require a vote of the board? Or just?
Yes, it should be a motion to.
Okay.
So if there are no questions, I will entertain a motion for using our Health First Indiana money to purchase sleep sacks to be provided to newborns born at Hancock Regional Hospital.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Not, we'll go for a vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Board member renewals.
Darla and Dr. Ritter are up for renewal. The only thing that I would ask that you guys keep in mind, and I don't have that second sheet in your packet that shows we're going to get eventually to where we have to have a recommendation from the mayor of Greenfield for a board member. And so I don't know at what point we need to make that happen. With the new law, when HFI went into effect, they changed the way the boards are structured, which is why Mr. Beaver is actually appointed by the county council. The rest of you are done by the county commissioners. But then they do have that one spot that is at some point needs to be replaced with, we would take, I'm sorry, I don't know which direction it goes. If we would come up with 3 names and recommend them to the mayor, or if the mayor would come up with a list of 3 people and bring them to us. I don't remember which direction it goes. but it's from the largest municipality in the county, so that's why it would be Greenfield. So at some point, we're gonna have to make that shift with somebody. So
Is the mayor aware of this?
I'm probably not,
Okay, I assume not. but-
probably not.
Would have been asking me, but no.
Yeah, yeah. So we kind of took the stance that just as people were, going off of the board or whatever, that would be when we kind of looked at those replacements and how people were appointed.
And when does this become an absolute requirement?
Well, I mean, it's in law now, but
So as we shift through positions, right? Obviously, the first question is, Darla, I assume you're willing to serve again? Sure. Okay, good. You were just elected vice president or vice chairman. Have we spoken with Dr. Ritter?
he was here last month and just kind of said, well, if you're willing to put up with my schedule, then I'm willing to stick with it. So I don't know exactly what that meant. With 6 meetings a year, I don't know how many he would miss, just because.
My only concern, obviously, is the fact that sometimes we struggle reaching quorum.
Yes.
And personally, my own thought is we need some commitment. I mean, we all miss meetings, it's inevitable, but we need somebody here more often than not.
Yeah.
And if he can do that, from my perspective, that's great. If not, I'm concerned that we've got to have somebody who can attend our meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Members of the board, your thoughts?
Sense.
Missing.
Well, again, there's a certain reality, and those of us who are not retired yet, I enjoy a certain freedom that I didn't used to enjoy. But I understand, particularly those of you in clinical practice, sometimes it just can't happen. It's just that simple, and I get that. I suppose we need recommendations from the board, obviously, and then we will seek the appointment from the appropriate entities.
Yeah.
Okay? Recommendations.
Well, I think it kind of depends on, did you get the sense that John was wanting to continue, or was he more on the fence or more ambivalent, or, with that kind of a response, I don't know whether that meant, hey, if you need me, I'm here, but if you don't, I'd rather not, or kind of a sense you got.
Yeah, I mean,
or-
I don't, I definitely did not feel like it was a priority, but, I mean, he's been on the board for more than 30 years, probably, at this point, and so, it's a lot of old hat for him, just, so, I don't know, and I hate to recommend that now be the time, but it might be the time for us to take that spot and do the mayor's appointment position. I don't know, because he has been a good board member for a lot of years, so,
And formerly served as our chair.
yes, for several years, too.
Should we ask him more directly since he kind of, had some of those, maybe reservations? I mean, should we ask him more directly to kind of, let him know about the new law and say, hey, look, is this something that do you really want to continue, or should we open that position for an appointment?
I mean, we could do whatever, I mean,
I don't know.
I think that would probably come in the form of your recommendation, your any type of motion you would make. Obviously, we have Darla who's willing to continue. That could be a motion that we act on right now. It is entirely possible, correct me if I'm wrong, that we could table Dr. Ritter's appointment until we have a conversation with him.
yeah, I mean, I think what we've done in the past is they just remain a board member until they're not,
Right.
and so,
Can we make an exception, nominate him due to his.
Right. I mean, it might make sense to have the conversation with him because particularly in the light of what we're going to have to do with the change in the law, this might be that opportunity to do that. I don't want to do this absent Dr. Ritter's direct input.
Okay.
It would be my preference.
I would agree.
Okay. That said, I think I sense where we are. We can have a motion to reappoint Darla Baker at this time.
To nominate her for reappointment.
I'm sorry, to nominate her for reappointment. Thank you, Greg.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved. Second? It's been moved and seconded that we nominate Darla for reappointment. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Darla. Let's, one of us have a conversation with Dr. Ritter, kind of get a sense of where he is, and let's put this on the agenda for the next meeting, because if he wants to continue participating, certainly we'll respect that. If he's not interested, this is an opportunity for us to then create that new position in compliance with the new law. Okay? Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. And it looks like we are ready for staff reports. Dr. Sharp? Dr. Sharp has nothing. Thank you. Derek, from Environmental, what do we have?
I have more printouts for you.
All right.
Always prepared.
I try to be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing super pressing as far as any big unknown updates or anything like this. What I put in front of you there is just a 2025 in review. That's since June. That's when we started keeping a monthly HFI, basically documentation of what we're doing. So all those numbers are just related to the things that HFI tracks that we've done since June of 2025. Before that, it gets a little hazy because we don't have exact numbers. We had like 7 different ways of tracking complaints and phone calls and everything. So it's just hard to get that number. That just breaks it down for you into all the different programs and opportunities and things that we do. And then there's a total complaints and inspections at the bottom that covers phone calls and follow-ups and stuff that's older than June and whatnot, as far as that's concerned. Obviously, I put on there that the numbers are skewed down just because this started in June. But other than that, no huge updates or anything that's super pressing.
Okay, very good. Any questions for Derek?
So on the nuisance complaints, so 32 complaints, but 58 investigations, does that mean there were multiple investigations over each claim? So were they not resolved initially, or what does that mean?
Yes, and also we group complaints into, if multiple people make the same complaint, it's one complaint.
Okay.
So like if I have 5 people call me and tell me that a dumpster's overflowing, that's really just one complaint, but it came from 5 different people.
Okay.
So I kind of lumped those together that way so that we're not duplicating the numbers of actual complaints, but the actual investigations do go up.
Gotcha.
Anything further? Derek, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now we have foods.
Have you guys met Michael? Mm-hmm. Okay. Lexi retired in December, so Michael is it right now. The job is posted, so we will be filling Lexi's position, but not her shoes anytime soon.
So Michael is busy.
Michael's
Michael, what do you have for us, my friend?
Well, it's business as usual. We've got about 40 to 50 inspections a month that we're doing. We did 71 permits in December, and we've got another 49 still left to get. I think 10 of those are nonprofits or schools, and the rest of them are just going to have to foot the bill for the delinquency. As far as complaints, we only had 5 last month. We've gotten 4 already this month, and 3 were from the same place. And I actually have not been combining mine, so I should do that because 3 of those were from the same place. As far as new establishments, we've got the Hoosier Kitchen there on Mount Comfort, if you guys have seen that facility. It is huge. 2 commissary kitchens in Indianapolis actually shut down, and so they've taken a lot of their clients on there. So that's been half the job, is getting all those guys settled. There's a racetrack there on Mount Comfort, right across from a Chaska Indian that's going to go in there in Mount Comfort as well. We've got the Maple, Libby's, and Ya Coffee up in McCordsville. Then we have 157 restaurants, 44 markets, and about 30 caterers for now. That's about all we've got.
Do you have anybody in the pipeline who is being non-compliant?
Yeah. Yeah. We've got a few people that have kind of flown under the radar for a while now, and so we're kind of cleaning up on that end. We might have to go ahead and get back into issuing fines to get people back into compliance, because that seems to be the only way. I don't know if you guys are on Greenfield Gabber, but all the time the health department's being thrown around like we've called them over and over, they've done nothing, but we actually have, and you know, while we are seeing those, we don't exactly have the teeth that we need to act on any of that. So we're a little bit stuck right now.
The lack of teeth comes from lack of legislative authority, or?
So we just don't fine. We haven't fined since I've gotten here, I'd say maybe twice. We did, I think, one for a place up in Fortville, and I'm not sure where the other one was.
You have the capacity to do so, correct?
Yes.
I thought we had provided that authority. Okay. Very good. Well, questions?
Start finding?
Absolutely.
I think I see that in the man's eyes.
I would prefer not to go back to the same place 4 times a month on something simple.
Just so you have that sense of empowerment, is anybody here objecting to him adhering more closely to the fine structure we voted on and approved? I think we would support you in doing that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Any further questions? Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Nursing. Nothing. Crystal, do you have a little you would like to mention on their behalf? Because I'm quite sure they've been busy.
Yeah, they're very busy. So Brittany has had some health things going on, and so she isn't with us tonight. Deborah is doing clinic, and we continue to do flu and COVID shots. Not in overwhelming numbers, but we do still do several of those a week. Kelsey's back to doing her A1C and cholesterol screenings and all of those things at the different locations. They are working on Narcan training, stop the bleed training, and we are also working to start CPR. So we will be, Kelsey is trained to start doing CPR classes. So as soon as we get the budget approved through preparedness to buy all the supplies, we will be starting that up, which is going to be a huge help. And we will probably offer them for free. That at this point, if we have the supplies through a grant, there's no reason to charge people, because it would be through the preparedness grant, which is something we get every year. Let's see, what else?
Do we have a targeted population for that training? Or is it just public at large?
Oh, you're going to talk now?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We do have something. It's my job to ask the right questions.
So, sorry. In terms of the CPR and first aid, so I became a certified CPR instructor, so I can teach heart savers, which is for like the general lay person, so every day. I can also do BLS, which is more focused on providers, like registered nurses, for example. And the first aid is also generally for anyone. It's like, for example, one of the educations on there is like administering epinephrine, like in a case of like anaphylaxis. So our target groups right now, We're trying to get through the general population. We've discussed with some churches, and they're interested in possibly hosting these type of events. Caitlin, our emergency preparedness coordinator, and I actually had a meeting last night to discuss about a possible collaboration with the church to do Narcan, Stop the Bleed, CPR, and first aid, as well as the potential for them to become our Narcan distribution site in the future. So we're just working on using the established connections we have to offer these trainings out to the general community on anyone who's interested. Because everyone should learn how to do basic CPR and how to save a life.
Any of us would object to that.
And then another program that we're going to be starting is the home fall assessment program. So it's going to be free, and for anyone in the Hancock County residency who reports they are concerned they may have a fall in their home, we come in to offer a home assessment, evaluate their increased risk or their chances for falls. So like their medication history, your blood pressure, things like that, and identifying objects in the home that may be areas of concern that could put them at high risk for falls. So for example, like a loose rug on the floor, and provide information on remediation. And then we follow up in a month through telephone just to see, you know, has it benefited them, this educational information, and has it helped prevent a fall? Because it is one of the most common causes in the ER for non-traumatic injury, at least in 2023. So.
Very good.
How do we access that as providers? Is there a number we call, or how do we kind of access that? Because I know we've kind of done it through like the home health or that type of thing. So how do we kind of access that through?
Absolutely. When it officially launches, the plan is we're going to have a referral. So you can fax it directly to us, and then I would fax the report back to the office that's requesting it. Or the idea is to, if I have, let's say, a resident who calls me on their own, so like from the senior center, and they're concerned about a fall, I'm going to ask about access to a provider and send it to a family doctor so they're aware, especially if there's concerns regarding medications or blood pressure and things like that. Like, hey, we're doing this remediation. They're concerned about falls, just so you're aware. It's similar to what I do with the blood pressure, cholesterol, and A1C checks. And if they do not have access to a provider, we do referrals to give them access to providers or any types of resources that they need. So for example, for fall prevention, if they need access possibly to repairs or they have issues that are identified, we can refer them to SACOA, for example, for assistance.
Do you guys have a target date yet, or like for it to be up and running, or?
Not exactly a target. We have everything ready. It's merely a matter of like advertising it. So as soon as it's ready and we have the time and availability to do it, I'm going to be going out and personally handing over flyers with the information as well as referrals.
Do you guys need any help with, because I know just, through the hospital, like through our, EMR and such, like, do you guys need access to that? I mean, in other words, it might expedite things if there was an order, if there was a way we could initiate the order through Meditech, which is our EMR. Have you guys talked to our IT people yet, or do you need a contact to talk to them, or?
We have not. I would absolutely love to have a contact to be able to do that. That would be very beneficial, I believe.
Let me, I'll see what I can do, and I'll talk to you after and get your contact stuff, and then I'll talk to the IT people, because that would streamline the process, because if the nurses can just put an order in directly through Meditech through the computer, it might expedite things, make it a lot easier, so at least through Hancock, so.
Absolutely, that would be great, because we were worried about, in terms of the paper referral process, especially for the ER, not everyone, especially with the age of the EMR system, wants to write down like paper referrals nowadays. It's kind of like, it's more time. So anything to make that easier for Hancock to give us that information, more than happy to discuss that.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
Anything further? Anything else from nursing in general? Okay. Thank you for stepping up. Just had to prime the pump.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to Caitlin and preparedness.
Hello, I go
Hi.
by Caitlin or Kate. So I'm from the preparedness. So just a couple updates for you guys tonight. The last time I updated you guys, I talked about New Palestine and Hancock high schools have been, we have an MOU signed to be a point of distribution site. I'm in the final steps for Mount Vernon. I'm just need to meet with the commissioners to get sign it, and then they will be done and they will be an official. And then that leaves just Greenfield left for the high schools, and I'm working with them to get that. And then so Kelsey and I have some projects going. You heard about the trainings that we're offering, and you heard about the training sites and Narcan distribution sites. And my last other project update that we are both working on is we're working on health, safety, emergency preparedness, and weather safety educational like trainings, and we are handing out supplies during those trainings to anyone that does those trainings. So, yep, that's all.
Questions? Thank you for your work. And finally, Crystal.
I don't have much, that you guys have the financial reports, which is beginning of the year, so, you know, everything looks fantastic. At the March meeting, hopefully, as long as everything goes well, you should have the annual report to review and see what 2025 looked like for us. So we do have, like I said earlier, Let's retired, we have that job posted. I do go in and out. We still have the maternal child health nurse position that's available. I post it every once in a while and I'll pull it back when I don't get responses, just so it's not just sitting out there indefinitely. So that is also out there. The fall prevention program will be launched as soon as Brittany gets back to work. So I asked them to pause until she makes it back. I don't know if you guys have questions about the financial report or anything else.
I think these numbers were approved largely as you recommended them, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. It looks like most everyone has made it through. Any questions or concerns? These are the budgets we've approved to be brought forward, which is nice. They didn't undergo any significant changes, so that's good to know. Anything further?
The other thing that I have, and especially for those of you medical people, is that we are at the less than 5 for flu deaths for our county. So if it's none, we will report none. If it's less than 5, we report that just for privacy reasons. If it becomes more than 5, we will say the actual number, but we are at the less than 5. So unfortunately, we are in that category this year.
Any COVID?
No, not recently. Mm-mm. At least not that's it's, that there's a discrepancy sometimes between what is reported in the communicable disease system and what is actually reported on death certificates. So I know we got one of the influenza deaths today, their death certificate it didn't have it listed as a cause of death, but it's in the communicable disease system as an influenza death.
Do we only report it if that's listed as the primary cause or if it's a contributor?
Well, this was not reported at all on any even contributing causes. So it's just, it's a problem between like who files the death certificates and what's actually put in the system for the nursing side of things. So.
Is it reportable only if it's the primary, or if it's, or is it reportable if it's secondary as well?
I don't know the answer to that. I would assume it's primary, but I don't know the answer to that. I'm trying to think back at cases that I've seen. I don't see them all. So Brittany would be a better person to ask that question to. So I'm not sure.
Any other questions for Crystal? No? I believe that brings us to the end of our agenda. I will entertain one final motion.
Second.
And moving second, we adjourn. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your participation.